Hello, and welcome to Andrew Broussard Watercolors. Today I'm going to start continue a series of experiments with Monotype. Monotype is where I'm taking a non-porous surface, I'm applying ink to it in this case. After I apply my image and create it, I'm going to do a single transfer over to some paper. I'm using a 5x7 piece of plastic, which I am then going to paint on top of. The other side of this was used for dry point etching, where I scraped an image into it, rubbed the ink in, and ran it through a spaghetti machine to transfer it over. So that image is still there, so once I put some ink on top though, it should kind of disappear because we just have a coat of ink. That being said, I'm going to jump into it. I think I'm going to do 4 experiments. I just cut 4 pieces of paper to size to be perfect with this. And you'll have to excuse me. Today's Saturday and I am just exhausted from work still. I laid down immediately when I got home yesterday. Took a nap, ate, took a nap, woke up, went back to sleep. Today, woke up, napped, did some work in the art room, and then continued just napping. It's just really exhausting school year being a teacher. So I apologize if I yawn throughout. The last time I experimented with the Monotype, I did find the roller helped spread the ink out, but I'm currently just trying to minimize the tools that I'm using and the cleanup. Though I am adding the tool of the spaghetti press to see how that will help with the transfer. Alright, we have more than enough ink on here. I'm going to use my brush right now kind of in a subtractive manner. But essentially just apply and paint in the style of the modern tonalist landscape masters, the ones that I'm always referring to, Dennis Sheehan and Stuart Davies. Using this relatively cheap bristled brush, Pro Art. I believe that's from probably Jerry's Artorama then. Most likely they're by a Try It series. I do not really use too expensive of brushes, and with this I'm just looking for texture making. Texture, the gambit of tonal values, looking to create a landscape scene. Alright, so working on the back of that Pelican dry point etching, we have him covered up so he's no longer a distraction. I don't have a scene in mind. I rarely do. It's just, this lets us kind of subconsciously put a scene together. Now in person, in here I would see all that texture that I'm creating, but transferring it over to paper, I think I'll get a big blob there, so I'm going to try to reduce that. it does get quite messy. So I have paper down and a lot of paper towels handy. The crazy thing is this ink, the Aqua, is apparently made to make things easier in the art room and in the art space, which, working with, having never worked with oils or the oil printing ink, if this is easy, an easy cleanup, which people say, I can't imagine the cleanup for the oil-based inks. This gets really messy. All right. I use the blue shop rags from the automotive department. I use that with watercolor. I use it with the oil paintings. So it's been working very well with this ink. Let me pull out some whites as much as possible. Okay, so this one is lacking quite a bit of detail in the original, but I want to do my first transfer over. So I have some mixed media paper. I think it's just the paper pulp. It's not 100% cotton, but the booklet that I had bought, the binder of paper, was all 10 by 7, which made it perfect in size for cutting in half to 5 by 7, which is what this is at, which from there was just helping me center some dry point etches in the middle of a mat. So it's what I've just been working with and experimenting with. Okay. So lay it down, lay my paper down on top, and then I'm going to run this through the pasta machine. I would like to get something more advanced. I was using the rolling, the brayer. I think, was I using the brayer last time as an experiment? The spoon I was having some difficulty with, to the point where I just wasn't getting consistent coverage or transfer. The pasta machine, I have it right on the side on Hammy's stool. It's a simple $25 Amazon pasta roller. It's been working pretty good for the dry point. And I'm just rolling it right now, and I'll pull the results out in a second. Okay, so we'll remove this guy. Paper stuck flat to it, so I'll move this plastic out the way, and we will pull this out. I didn't even think about what ink, which ones we're using. We're using the Bone Black, which has, so there's the Bone Black and the Carbon Black. The Bone Black, I believe, is marketed as having more transparent properties, and I can get that vibe and that feel in this one. I also want to show the plastic so you guys can see where it's at. This is probably the best complete transfer that I've had for the Monotype so far. It does seem like there's some vertical lines, so the press would roll through this way, where it caught and had stronger application than others, which is a little weird. Anyhow, so the first one today, you can kind of get an idea with what we have going on. I think I will switch inks for the next one so we can compare. And we'll do 2 more using the same plastic plate and some different inks. So stay tuned, and I will be back. And let me know what you think down below, and if you're enjoying this, please consider supporting this channel. I'll talk to you soon.